Hello you lot. It's a lovely cold Tuesday morning. I'm just thinking to myself, did I ever tell you lot the story about when I managed to convince my little group of friends at the time that I was a millionaire? I like a bit of a wind up, I like a bit of a joke. But when I was about 19 or 20, somewhere around there, somehow I managed to convince my little group of friends there that I was a millionaire and that a TV show wanted me to go on their show as a millionaire. And I don't know if I've ever told you this story before, and if I have, then you know it already. But if I haven't, and you don't know the story, you might find it funny. When I look back at it, it was a bit of a, well, I can't believe they fell for it, to be honest. So, to give you a little bit of a backstory as to why they believed it, I suppose, is that I've had a good upbringing, and I was fortunately at the time, I was able to buy a reasonably nice car, and I had a job, and I think I was about 20 when I managed to convince them. I just bought myself a nice car, a Ford Focus. It was quite a nice one. I had a job. I was an apprentice welder, fabrication welder, but then I had to join an agency because that company went out of business, and then I started driving machines. So I had a job, and a lot of my friends in the little friend circle, they didn't have jobs really. A couple of them, but some of them come from proper well-off families, so they had a lot of money anyway. But some of them, the one or two worked in a Tesco's or somewhere, but most of them didn't have any jobs, just didn't have a job. That was on benefits or whatever, So I had a job, so that meant that I was able to just go out every single night after work. I'd have a shower, and then I'd go out in the cars. Didn't really do the clubbing kind of thing. We went out in the cars, done the street racing, sat in the car parks with music on everywhere, and nice cars everywhere, modified cars, people revving up, and little groups, everything like that. And it was a good atmosphere. And so that's what we did every single night. And I was out every single night. So because I had a job, I was single, didn't have my family or nothing at this point, didn't have kids, nothing like that. Just all I had to pay for was the bills for my house, and car insurance, and that was all I had to pay for, nothing else. So I'd do whatever I want. And so because I was always buying everyone food, I'd buy people McDonald's. If we was out somewhere and I had a couple of friends with me, I'd buy them their dinner, I'd do this, I'd do that, I'd buy their petrol for their cars, because I like to do things like that. So if we were in our little convoy going to the petrol station or whatever, I'd just pay for their petrol, because I could, and I like to do that. So they for some reason thought that I was quite well off anyway. And one day I just had this harebrained idea. What I'd done was, there was a TV show, I think it was on ITV, or it might have been on Channel 4, I'm not sure. Anyway, it was called The Secret Millionaire, and I liked that programme. It was basically about a millionaire person who would go on this TV show, and they'd go in disguise, and they would go around ordinary people's houses and stay with them, and pretend that they're from some sort of documentary about, I don't know, benefits or whatever, something like that. And so, it was a good program. Most people have heard about it. And then at the end, they reveal themselves as a millionaire, and they give them some money or whatever, and then they just whatever. So, for a laugh, me being me, I decided, because all these lot are always saying to me, "Oh, you're so rich, you always buy people with food," and I was just an ordinary person. I just like to buy people with their food and things. I decided to have a bit of a laugh, and I went on a website so that you can send an email to anybody and you can make it so that the sender's email address is whatever you want it to be. So I decided to make one up, and I said, I made it up from Sandy, I think it was ITV, it might have been Channel 4. Anyway, Sandy from channel4.com, blah, blah, whatever. And Sandy was meant to be the name of the woman. It's just a name I made up. I quite like that name, Sandy. Anyway, and I put in it, I can't remember the exact words, but I put in it something like, we'd like you to take part in the show The Secret Millionaire, blah, 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 you know, a load of rubbish. Asking me to take part in the Secret Millionaire TV show. Sent it to myself, right? Put from Sandy at IT or Channel 4, whatever, please get in touch, blah, blah, blah. And a few days went past and I'd forgotten about it. I just forgot about it. And then we were sitting in our cars. That's what we used to do. We used to sit in our cars like this, have the window open that side, have the window open that side, and we'd all park up in a line and we'd just talk through the chain, you know. And a friend of mine, she was called Philippa. She was sitting next to me at the time. And I'm sitting there, I think I had a Burger King at the time. I'm sitting at Burger King. And all of a sudden I just remembered about it. I was like, oh yeah. So I got my phone out. Back then, we're talking, what year are we talking? 2010, probably, about 2010. So I had a big Windows phone, you know, a big crap fucking Windows phone thing, one of the first ones. It was shit, it was. Anyway, got it out, found the email, and I went, bloody hell. She's gone, what? I said, just got an email from Channel 4 asking me to go on a TV programme. And she said, a TV programme? What kind of TV programme? I said, well, The Secret Millionaire. And she's like, what? So I passed her the phone and she's reading it. She's going, whoa, well, I never knew you was a millionaire. And I was like, neither did I. Yeah, well, you know. Right? And then so she's showing everyone else. Oh mate, you know, I thought it was going to be like sort of like, oh yeah, shut up, you know, and I'd be like, good though, wouldn't it, or whatever, you know, or they might believe it for a little bit, and then I'd be like, I'm only joking. But they all took it in, and the joke might have been on me because, you know, they might have been playing a joke back. I don't know, but it was so funny. And at the end of the day, you know, at the end of the night when I went home, I was chuckling to myself, and they all seemed to believe it. And for quite a long time, they seemed to believe it. And the funny thing was, I never ever did turn around and say that was just a joke, because it just got forgotten about. So for ages, they were believing that I was some sort of secret millionaire. Oh man. For that, to carry it on, that Christmas coming up, I went out, and on purposely, I took a friend of mine. We went down to a little place called the Factory Shop, and what the Factory Shop is, it's a shop that sells just really like cheap stuff. And so that Christmas, well, basically I kept trying to carry it on, but in my own little quirky way. So that Christmas, you know, I said, I've got you a load of presents. I've got you a load of Christmas presents. I think some of them were like expecting, I don't know, expensive things, but of course, because it was all part of a joke. But I wanted to be nice to them and give them Christmas presents, but I wanted to carry on the joke as well. So I said to my friend Jodie at the time, I said, look, blah blah blah, told her about it all. I said, I want to go and get him some Christmas presents, but I want it to be good, but I want it to be a laugh as well. So we went down to this Factory Shop, you know, for a couple of the girls, I've got them like Barbies. Bearing in mind we're all about 20 years old. I've got Barbies, I've got like toy squidgy dinosaurs and all sorts. I've got one of them, I got him a poster of a naked woman. Well, she weren't naked obviously because it was in a family factory shop, but it was a woman. I think she was playing tennis and she had a short skirt and all that. You know, I thought, put it on his bedroom wall. Anyway, we've got loads of stuff like that. Just, I wrapped it all up. I wrapped it up in wrapping paper. I put it in the boot of the car, laid out nicely, and I said to them all, I got them all, I said, look, you've got to meet me at this car park at this time. I said, let's go. and we all went to this car park, and they all crowded round the boot of my car. I opened it up, and there was a load of presents all wrapped up, you know, and I'm handing them out, and they're unwrapping like Barbies, and they're going, "Oh, thanks." Because you know, in my head at the time, I thought that they would be expecting something expensive, because of course I'm a millionaire, you know. But none of them, luckily enough, you know, I thought they were all going to turn around and say like, "Yeah, this is funny now, like we get the joke," or whatever. But they didn't. They well, it just seemed to be like, they were nice. They were they were nice, you know. They were just like, "Oh, thanks, yeah, thanks." Oh man, the good old times, you know, the good old times. Don't speak to any of them anymore, but they probably I don't know, they probably just thought that I was some sort of weirdo, so they probably stopped talking to me. I met my wife, and stopped going out as much, obviously, because I was going out on dates and that with her instead, and yeah, they just all stopped talking to me. But yeah, have any of you lot ever done little jokes like that on your friends, and you've ended up just carrying them on? Never did say like that was a joke, you know. But it's pretty obvious that I'm not a millionaire. How any of them could believe that I was a millionaire, I don't know. Because, you know, I live in a little tatty bungalow. I had a tatty little Ford Focus RS, you know. You know, I was just an ordinary person back then, man. Back then, you know, I was only earning about £600 a week, you know, so it was enough to live on. But that's how I, you know, that's how I could go out and just buy everybody their food, buy a McDonald's for everybody, Burger King, petrol, diesel, or whatever, because I had a job. And probably to them it seemed like I was wealthier than I was, because they didn't have a job, they didn't have any money to buy anything. So, but they all come from well-off families anyway. There we go, you lot. I was thinking about that. It popped up in my head last night, and I thought, well, I haven't told you lot that story. So I hope it entertained you. I hope you could imagine it and play it out in your head. And I'll catch you in the next one. And I hope you enjoy yourselves, you lot, because it's getting bloody good out here now. I'll tell you what, it's frosty and icy out there, and I love it. That's why I've got my gloves and my hat on, because it's brilliant weather. I'll see you on the next one, you lot. All the best.